presence starts to make me feel like a pot of gold. Still struggle to compare you. Your presence like an angel, sound like a brand new hope.
And a peek into the locker room. Players soaking in the last few moments before the game. Some final, a festive atmosphere inside the building as we bring you Friday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter. So let's take a look at the starters for the Denver Nuggets. Gordon and Jokic, the inside combo. Then it's Murray, then it's Peyton Watson, and it's Lundy in a shooting guard. Here's Lundy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The rebound, Celtics. Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
The three is up.
Well, no doubt these players, GA, are eager to get this season going.
Time to start the weekend in style. We welcome you to Friday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. Along with the all-star team of Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce. The start of a fresh season. But we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning their tendencies and preferences.
A look at the starting group here for Denver. Gordon and Jokic, the inside combo. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Peyton Watson. And it's Lundy in at the shooting guard.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation. All right, everyone, the NBA season starts today. We have made it. It is a holiday for everybody.
Oh, man, the offseason felt like forever. It's great to be back. Nothing like some games that count.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Inside for him, it's Gordon and Jokic. Murray out there with shake and bake, and it's Watson in at the 3. 3 on the clock. White off target from outside. Here's Lundy. Pass to Murray. Here's Lundy. White with the double team. Lundy gets the...
And these teams have been prepping for the season tip-off game for months, Grant.
Oh, and for the players, the main feeling on opening night is relief. You know, BA, all that hard work during the offseason and preseason is finally over. And now it's time to have some fun.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Denver Nuggets. Gordon and Jokic, the inside combo. Then it's Peyton Watson. Then there's Jamal Murray. And it's Lundy in at the 2 spot. Here's Lundy. And the layup falls.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Tatum from long range. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. When asking him about their key to success, he immediately pointed to Jamal Murray. Coach said he's the conductor of their operation. If you want to slow them down, you go for the head of the snake, and that's Jamal. Keying in on the orchestrator sounds like a good plan. We'll see if they execute it. BA, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Allie. So it's Boston now, following that last three-pointer by Denver. White can't hit. And Doris, very disciplined are the Celtics at the defensive end of the floor.
And BA, they do something that great defensive teams do. They limit their fouls. They don't gamble for steals. They try to give up one contested shot. At the rim, it's all about verticality.
And Grant, David Adelman, a second-generation NBA head coach, grew up immersed in the game.
Yeah, BA, basketball was a family obsession. David, a ball boy for the Blazers in the 90s, went on to coaching, which he's done for decades. His whole life has led him to this.
Here's Lundy, following the bucket by the Celtics. It's good. Lundy's got 6.
And defensively, you have to make him work harder than this, or it's going to be a long night.
Tatum feeling it out a bit. White for 3. Jokic grabs the board.
So often the outcome of a game is dictated in the first quarter of a game. This is a tough start.
Here's Lundy. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lundy's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And usually teams go on runs from a bunch of layups and dunks, but that's not the case here.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And with this break, a chance to see the best passers in the league from last season. Nikola Jokic is 2nd.
Not a lot of guys had better vision on the floor than him. He was able to see passing lanes and ready shooters no one else could.
6 on the shot clock. Again, the miss by Boston.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Here's Lundy. Give him 8 points now. Oh, he gets it to go. So far, he can't miss. He's 4 for 4.
Well, you can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't gonna change.
White, the pass to Hauser. For 3. Again, the miss by Boston. Denver leading by 11. Up top, Gordon. Denver moving it around. A minute and a half left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Lundy. From outside, off the mark. And it's Tatum with the ball for Boston. You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
Now here's Jokic. Still no points. Here's Lundy. Outside Murray. Pass to Lundy. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
On the wing, Hauser. Outside Tatum. Murray against White. Here's Brown to win the drought. Again, the miss by Boston. Here's Lundy. He's guarded by White. Denver shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Second team foul.
That free throw misses. Both teams deciding to change it up. Good on the second one. Celtics trail by 14. Outside Pritchard. Pass to Tatum. Banked it in off the glass.
Well, just one more example of his offensive arsenal. So tough to stop.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Denver.
Well, guys, early on, they're driving the lane constantly, using their quickness to gain an advantage. Look at their points off penetration.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
On the court for the Nuggets, Gordon and Jokic, the inside combo. Then it's Murray, then it's Peyton Watson, and it's Lundy in at the two-guard position. Tatum finds Pritchard. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Celtics understand that they'll be tested. Jaylen Brown said growth is a journey with ups and downs. You have to stay with it. You can't complain. Don't let it break your spirit. We've just got to keep building the right habits, keep being versatile, and keep learning from these experiences. Guys, back to you.
Always looking to get better. Thank you, Allie. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
Outside Watson. Pass to Lundy. Now here's Gordon. Let's go with a three. And can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. Tatum against Gordon. Tatum with another miss.
Well, that's surprising. This guy is a good mid-range shooter, just can't get it to go.
And yep, it's good. Gordon's got 5 now.
Listen, we know Aaron Gordon is a high-activity player, and if you give him daylight, he's ready to shoot it.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. All right, let's take a second to view the 2K leaderboard and look at last season's top scoring squads. In third, the Nuggets.
And last year, I liked watching this team operate on the offensive end. The ball movement, the patience, the confidence. You love seeing all that come together.
Pass to Brown. The kick out to White to stop the run. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Nuggets lead by 19. And here the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Drops in the three. Lundy's got 19 points.
Oh, man, I mean, the passing from Jokic is off the charts. Gave his man just a great look.
And you think about Jokic's point center game. He's a pioneer, Grant, a one-of-a-kind.
Oh, one of a kind indeed. And historically, very few centers have led their team in assists, and none with the regularity of Jokic. So he's an outlier, but is he a trendsetter? Only time will tell.
Here's Lundy. Count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now.
Boy, for the most part, when they have gone through him, he has delivered.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, this summer saw the first ever 7-team trade in the NBA. You might wonder why it makes sense to involve so many parties, but basically teams have more flexibility salary-wise in these multi-team deals. It is enough to make your head spin, guys. This is where things are headed.
Big moves. Okay, Shams, thanks for the update. And Brown with the stuff.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
And David Adelman wants a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Here's Lundy. He's guarded by White. Shake and bake. The pass to Jokic. Here's Lundy. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by White. Launches a three. Good. And Brown gets the assist. White's got his second basket on the night.
Love to see Derek White go right up with it off the catch. No doubt right there. Just get the jumper flowing.
Here's Lundy. He's guarded by White. And again, Denver no good. Celtics trail by 19. Here's Brown. And it's Boston scoring again.
He's turned it on here in the second quarter, getting his offensive game on track.
Murray passes to Shake and Bake. Back to Murray. Pass to Lundy. The Nuggets need to get one up. Shot is up. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by Jokic. There's 14 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Brown inside. Releases. Misses the jumper. And so it's the Denver Nuggets leading by 17 at the end of the period. A big difference in shooting percentages. That's why they lead. Back to the game after this break.
They're dominating on the backboards, just having their way out there, Shaq.
Out muscling, out tussling, out.
Okay, guys, now let's see what the That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3 slot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Lundy gets the bucket.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And it's Tatum missing.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone. Just rising up to the rim.
Man, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. From downtown, Gordon pulls it in.
Boy, I don't love his shot selection tonight. You've got to work for better looks.
Well, Doris, when you look at the skill set Jason Tatum possesses, what specifically makes him such an elite player?
Well, if you're elite, it means you have a multi-dimensional game, and that's Jason Tatum to a T. He came in with a scoring mindset. His playmaking skills have advanced every single season. He also absorbs an enormous weight on the defensive end. This guy is elite for a reason, and it's because it's a well-rounded game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, BA. Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it. And what does his team want from him?" He said, "Be aggressive, don't defer." And hearing that from great players, it just gives you confidence. BA?
An impact player. Thank you, Allie.
Jason Tatum's never going to hesitate to move the basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Here's Lundy, defended by Brown. Lundy gets the bucket.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Outside, Brown. White on the wing. Clock at 6. They set the pick. Fires the 3. Nails it from 3. White's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Derek White is a legit three-point threat. I don't care where on the floor he is. You better contest.
Here's the group of players who had the most steals in the league last season. Nikola Jokic is second.
Last year, he was really opportunistic defensively, creating havoc.
Here's Lundy, defended by Hauser. Lundy gets the bucket.
Their success from mid-range has really set them apart today.
And White has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. When this game is done, they'll be off to Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. And here's Brown for 3. He got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Garza's checked in for Queta. And a switch here also for Denver. Johnson's checked in. Here's White. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Gordon's got 4 rebounds in the game.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Denver moving it around. Here's Lundy, defended by Brown. Lundy gets the bucket.
And very few teams rely on mid-range jumpers nowadays, but that's been their preferred way of finding points.
There's Tatum with the 3. The rebound by Murray.
Geez, you can almost feel his desperation. He wants so badly to see the ball go through the net.
Here's Lundy. He's guarded by White. Shake and bake. The pass to Murray. Here's Lundy. Shot clock at 5. Over White. And he gets it to go off the front iron. Lundy's got 35 in the game.
Deep into the game, you rely on players like him to keep delivering.
Back to Brown. It's tipped. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's on Nikola Jokic.
How about the up fake from Jaylen Brown? This guy's so convincing with it.
First trip to the line for him here. Jaylen Brown, in addition to becoming a champion, notched a big award in 2024, Doris.
It is undeniable that Jaylen Brown raised his level throughout the course of the playoffs in 2024. He was the MVP of the conference finals and the finals, and I thought set the tone almost nightly en route to that championship.
Here's Lundy. Yep, that one goes. Lundy's got 16 in the second half.
Well, he's had a one-track mind this quarter, and that is score the basketball.
Pass to Walsh. Now here's Pritchard, tightly guarded, uses the glass to finish the layup.
Oh, how about the dime? You love that unselfishness.
From deep three-point range, he can't hit that time. At the end of the third quarter, a huge lead. This one may have already been decided. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Nuggets, Johnson, the small forward, with Gordon holding down the 4. Then it's Tim Hardaway. Then there's Nikola Jokic. And it's Lundy in at the point guard position. Here's Lundy. doors for teams looking to trade away a big money player. It seems the landscape is getting more challenging.
BA, to me, roster construction is one of the single most difficult things in this league. First and foremost, there are rules in place that restrict salary acquisition. The other piece of this is there are now second aprons in place. So it's not just roster construction, it's sustaining a quality roster over time and keeping that continuity. Success in this league is tough.
Boy, this offense has revolved around him today, and rightly so. He has been fantastic.
And here's Pritchard. Pass to Shireman. Back to Pritchard. Out to the right wing. Here's Walsh. Again, the miss by Boston. Denver has gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Gordon outside. Here's Lundy, defended by Pritchard. To the left wing. Pass to Lundy. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation.
Boston ball. Substitutions for the Celtics.
Moving along. 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Tatum. Right side Tatum. On the wing, Hauser. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer. Counted from distance.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
And the Nuggets shooting the ball 70% in this game. Here's Lundy. Jokic the screen. Shake and bake. The pass to Jokic. Just 4 to shoot. Back to Gordon. Jacks up a 3. Knocks down the long J.
I love that Aaron Gordon goes right up with it. He's got really good instincts for knowing when to catch and shoot.
It's Brown on the wing, defended by Hardaway. Outside White. That 3's off the mark.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
On the take, Lundy gets the bucket.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Now here's Brown. He drops it from range.
Well, Jaylen Brown has proven himself a legit three-point threat. Now you've got to step out even farther. That's a big-time deep ball.
Here's Lundy. Gordon with a screen on White. Shake and bake. The pass to Johnson. Here's Lundy. He's guarded by White. Johnson for 3. And again, Denver with a 3.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Nuggets.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they didn't deviate from their game plan against this team. It's what helped them win their first 2 games against them. Add another one to the win tally for them.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Shake and Bake.
A quality offensive outing. When you get it going like he did, I'll tell you, it's one of the best feelings in basketball.
Here's Lundy. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Count it. Good. Lundy's got 45 points.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Out of bounds, it'll be Nuggets ball.
When you're losing, you can't afford to give the ball away.